Lovers, it's Malika, and the movie that I'm going to review, which I've just watched, is the Jurassic World. Now, this is a movie that has been directed by Colin Treverov, and this is not his first movie, and I have to say that he's done an amazing job on it. I mean, it's a fast-paced 2 hours movie in which you cannot catch your breath because there is action, adventure and sci-fi all the way. I mean, it's got good characters with good character development, and you just keep on gripping your seat to see what's going to happen next. And I was like, when the movie got over and we were just getting out, I overheard one of the movie watchers say that it was nothing new. And okay, I sort of agree with her because it's a Jurassic World movie. So, you know, you've got the amusement park that's there, obviously. And then there are dinosaurs, but in this case, a dinosaur that gets out and causes a lot of trouble for everyone. And that's true, but the characters that are in it and the actors who've played them very well, if I say, and it just makes the movie worth watching all the way. I mean, I had gone for a 10 a.m. show, and more than 2/3 of the hall was full. Now, it's a Friday, you know, it's a working day, and if people are actually coming up for it, it means that people were expecting something from it, and I have to say that Trevorov completely delivered it. From the camera work, to the special effects, to CGI, everything was there, everything that a viewer could hope for, and I think it was a 2 hours very well spent. Now,
do you love selling? Do you look at yourself working with high performers and top earners? It's time to take your skill and ability, manage your own team, work your own hours. Join our team today. Visit nuco.com/sales. That's nuco.com/sales. Surpass your current income in 6 months. Earn 10k extra per week. Earning is only limited by your commitment. We provide everything for your success, taking you further and faster. Visit nuco.com/sales. That is nuco.com/sales.
Half of the movie was everything that a first half should be. I mean, it introduces how the Jurassic World has come about to be. The first scene itself establishes that these dinosaurs are genetically enhanced animals that have been created in labs. And the first scene itself is just breathtaking because you think like it's supposed to be the earth shaking with their feet, but it's actually an eggshell cracking, and it is just amazing the way it is portrayed and it comes out to be. And from that it completely switches to Zach and Gray's home, where their mother is basically taking them to the airport so that they can go and meet their aunt Claire. Now, Claire is supposed to be the executive manager and head of everything that happens in the Jurassic World, and it's supposed to be a family weekend, so to speak, and that is what they're portraying, and that is what it's supposed to be. You know, in a utopic world, a family goes over there, enjoys the weekend, looks at all the assets and the creations, and then just come back. But yeah, the first half, but it spells out mystery all the way. I mean, there's supposed to be the Indominus Rex that is introduced, and it is always it's expressed as the asset that is there so that people and more audience can be attracted for it. Now, in the first half, they basically set down that entertainment has now become nothing but consumerism, and I have to say that I completely agree with the message that Trevorov is trying to send. He's basically saying that entertainment has become consumerism, and the corporates are now controlling it because that is where the money lies. And basically this consumerism and corporatization of everything has desensitized us so much towards each other and everything around us that at the end of it we won't even realize it, and that is how we will end up, because we're not aware of our surroundings and what's happening around us. That would be the death of us. And I think in some twisted way the dinosaurs are supposed to be the personification of that. And yeah, so that is supposed to be the basic outline of what happens, and I can't tell you more without revealing anything that you would not want me to, and go watch the movie. So yeah, now the main thing that I love about every movie are its characters. Now Claire is supposed to be played by Brio Dallas Howard. Now she's supposed to be the executive manager, and she is the one who in the first half is portrayed as this cold woman who is, well, normal, because she realizes and she's nervous about a lot of things and the meetings that she's going to, but she reduces everything down to numbers, to the extent that when she's talking to Mr Masrani, who's supposed to be the head and the owner of Jurassic World, when he asks her if the dinosaurs, the animals, are happy, and she says that there is no scale for that. I mean, there is a scale for judging the happiness of humans because we can communicate with them, but there is no way that we can communicate to the dinosaurs, and thus we don't know if they're happy or not. And we can't calculate and get it down to numbers. And Mr. Masrani completely disagrees with her and says that it's all in the eyes. And his basic message behind opening up the park was that he wanted people to be humbled when they come over here. He wanted them to feel and realize that how small they are when they compare themselves to an island in this case, and to the creatures that are there that are so much more bigger than them, so much more powerful than them. But I think it completely goes against his message, what he's trying to portray, because these are genetically produced trainers, and he is the exact opposite, and I would go as far as to say as a foil to Claire, because he's the one who is training 4 to 5 receptors, and he is with them constantly, and he's training them, and even he realizes it, that you have to work with them and not against them or try to control them in a way. And he constantly keeps on telling Claire that they are animals, they have their own individuality, that you can't own a living, breathing human being. And in the first half itself, we are also introduced to the weaponization of genetically enhanced animals and how it can be used and just cause disasters. And you realize that suddenly they've escalated from controlling them to consumerism to weaponization, and you realize that what the power of science can be. And later in the movie, they also introduce a little bit of Mary Shelley factor that I like to call, when the scientist completely twists the definition of the monster and questions Mr. Masrani and says that what exactly is the definition of a monster, and he bases it on nothing but perception and on what side you are. Are you the hunter or the hunted? And well, it was just amazing. Okay, now the second character that I really liked was Gray. Okay, so Gray is supposed to be this 9 to 10 year old genius who is really observative, and he basically bases every opinion and every thought that he has on rationally collected data. And he is the one through whose eyes we see the Jurassic Park, the Jurassic World, and you realize what an amazing place it is. I mean, it is beautiful, it is huge, you get face to face with animals that have been extinct for the past I don't know how many years, and you are with them, you're seeing them living, breathing, and there is a petting zoo that's there, and then there is also a water show in which they're showing off their inventions. So Gray, who's supposed to be played by Ty Simmons, becomes basically this eye through which you see what Jurassic World was supposed to be, but yeah, ends up not being. Now, the third favorite character I had was Zach. Now, Zach was supposed to be the cliched, broody teenager who has been saddled with the responsibility of taking care of his younger kid brother. But, they are put in danger. I'm sorry, but I think it was obvious. I mean, even in the trailer. And so they are put in danger, and that is when he realizes that he is responsible for his brother, for his physical safety, for his emotional safety, and he grows up, I mean, in the best way possible, I would think. I mean, he takes care of him, he makes promises that he strives to keep, and he does in the end. And well, yeah, and then there's Owen, of course, and we've already talked about him. And yeah, these 4 characters are basically driving this movie, and it's just amazing. I mean, the interaction between them and everything. Now, the 2 characters that are supposed to be the parents of Gray and Zach, they are perfect. I mean, they are hilarious, they are caring, they are loving, and they are human, so to speak. And the very factor of motherhood being all sacrificing and all nurturing is kind of broken over here, because they portray that both the women are powerful, professional, and they have to compromise somewhere, and they're willing to do so, but they know it's tough, but they're still ready to make those sacrifices. And I think it just gives a real twist to motherhood, and that's why I think it completely passes the feminist movie test as well. And yeah, I mean, the portrayal of women in this movie is just fantastic. I mean, there is one scene you'll realize that somewhere in the end that a woman is given the entire authority and autonomy in this movie to just take decisions, and that is beautiful and amazing. And yeah, so now let's move on to the cinematography. Now, it was amazing, the effects, the animation, everything. I mean, there was not one scene that was not clear cut in which you could not figure out what was going on. I mean, there were so many storylines going together, meshing together. It was a fast-paced movie, but every scene was clear. You knew exactly what was going on, and there was no confusion, which was the best thing ever for me. And one of the things that I was impressed with, I'm not sure why, was the seamless transition that some of the scenes took place from security camera videos to actual video that was happening. And I don't know why, I was really impressed by it, and it was used very well. And yeah, I really liked it. Background music was amazing. It completely complemented every scene that was going on, and in some movies which I don't like, the background song, it changes and it completely ruins it for you, because it tells you that something is coming up next and completely spoils the surprise element in it. But in this, it did not. I mean, it was completely complementing every scene that was going on, and it was really enjoyable. And the 3D, it was 3D. How can I forget that? And the 3D was amazing. The 3D combined with the amazing sound quality, it made you feel like you were right there, like you were one of the tourists who had to run screaming away for your lives. And I think that was a really good part about it. There were no imposed scenes that were there just to, emphasize on the fact that it was a 3D movie. It was very well blended, and it was well used, if I can say that. And it was amazing. Crowd's response to the movie was just phenomenal. I mean, they were gasping and shouting and clapping all the way, and I was right there with them. And the genre was supposed to be sci-fi, adventure, and action. Okay, now sci-fi, yeah, they're using advanced technology to produce genetically enhanced dinosaurs, so of course it's sci-fi. Check. Adventure is basically supposed to be an exciting or extraordinary experience, and the entire movie is about that, so that genre is checked as well. And now action. Do I hear dinosaurs fighting? Yes, and yes. So of course it was action as well, and it was a blend of all three of them, and it was seamless and it was amazing. So I would personally recommend you to go watch it right now. It's a perfect movie for a weekend, but I would suggest you not to take your younger ones who are younger than 12, because it has got a lot of violence, and I don't think you would want your 12-year-old seeing people eat each other's head off or something like that. But if you think they can handle it, please go take them. But yeah, otherwise I'll suggest that you refrain. And yeah, minus that, it's a perfect movie to go watch on the weekend or any time of the day when you just want to relax. And so I personally would give it a 8.5. So please go watch it, and it is something that you should not miss. It's got special effects and it's got 3D, and the sound effect is amazing, and you do want to catch this movie on the whole so that you can get the best out of it. Well, that's it from me, Malika, and I will see you next week. Thank you.
Do you love selling? Do you look at yourself working with high performers and top earners? It's time to take your skill and ability, manage your own team, work your own hours. Join our team today. Visit nuco.com/sales. That's nuco.com/sales. Surpass your current income in 6 months. Earn 10k extra per week. Earning is only limited by your commitment. We provide everything for your success, taking you further and faster. Visit nuco.com/sales. That is nico.com/saif.